a short note on the traditional marriage and why it doesn't work. Just because I watch a lot of wife swap episodes, like, the UK version from the very, very early 2000s. So this is before the time of people being politically correct with their statements. This is back when everyone was just saying whatever the hell they wanted when they wanted. Okay, so a lot of the traditional wives on the show, they would have messy households and ill-mannered children, and they would basically be glued to the kitchen sink, i.e. the kind of woman who she doesn't go anywhere, not even with friends. The only place she goes is the supermarket, if even that, and would often, like, some of them would brag about not being able to do things like buy a simple train or bus ticket. And a lot of these women were not wealthy. Yeah. In fact, it seems like there were more wealthy families where both parents worked, or where the woman was the breadwinner on the show. But this could just be a thing for the show. But it was the early 2000s, so that was now a thing that happens in real life. But the point I wanted to highlight is why that relationship structure, why the traditional relationship structure doesn't actually work. So the proper traditional relationship structure doesn't work that well because it involves women doing things that are socially unacceptable nowadays, like giving your husband your whole paycheck and then he gives you a part of it back. Or not having a paycheck at all because you've never worked, not even a little bit part-time while the kids are at school. And so you have to beg him for everything, even pads. Whether you bleed on yourself or not that month is being decided by whether your man's in a good mood or not. Yeah, see, they're like, modern women, modern women, modern women. But like, we just don't want to live like that. They act like they don't need men. Like, just don't want that to realize, And also, people have jobs that they like doing. I know there's a lot of people who have jobs that they don't like doing, but there are also a lot of people who have jobs that they like doing. Should one parent be more at home and one parent be more out in the field? Yeah. Are we gender-wise socialized differently to where one gender is better suited for one space, for being dominantly in one space than the other? Yeah, however, this is where the problem begins. People tend to take it as, like, a lot of men tend to take it as, I don't have to be involved with my children or family at all. Yeah, I don't have to be involved with my children or family at all. And a lot of women take it as, no, I don't have to work at all, even if we don't have enough money. Like I was looking at these families, a lot of them, they're not rich, they're not even average, they are below average. It's like, you're below average and your kids are school age, you should be working. I can't lie. You should. There's actually no reason that you can't do a few hours in the middle of the day. Okay. House ain't that clean. No, but it's true for a lot of them, the houses weren't even clean. And there was another thing I wanted to say about relationship structures. Yeah, so these guys who like, they would be making fun and bragging like, haha, my wife's best friend is the ironing board or the kitchen sink. And it's like, how can you be happy that your wife has no social life at all? Like, not even occasion, like not even like once a month. She ain't going, sorry, my phone. She ain't going nowhere with no one. How can you be happy? Really? I don't think that's the signs of a person, a man who loves a woman. But then people weren't really getting married for the sake of love back in the day. I mean, love, obviously since the middle of the last century, it's been more about love, but like, I feel like the traditional structure followed longer. So that's the thing. Everyone's trying to mix traditional structure with modern concepts like marrying for love and attraction solely, when that was not a thing back in the day. They were not marrying for love and attraction with a dash of money. It was, you were getting married because like your father needed to basically sell you off for land. Yes, your father was selling you off to some like either rich or slightly more affluent older guy for money for the land. Yeah, so you can't really mix. So trying to mix concepts like, oh, the stay-at-home wife who has not a penny to her name with marrying for love. Yeah, that's why it keeps crashing. That's why this stuff don't work. Because nobody actually wants the tradition. Or like I feel like I'm just throwing so many things out right now. Like, yeah. I want to cut it there because there's a point that I want to make, but I want it to be for another video on its own because I feel like this is very important and should be heard on its own. But these are just my thoughts on the traditional marriage.